Cast. And now we wait to see if live on the Instagram. I think we might be live. Woohoo! Look. Cool, and we are live on Instagram. Sweet. One of these days. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, and all you other rugrats out there having a good time, hopefully on a Monday night, welcome to Monday Night Mead. Crazy graphics, explosions, rocket ships and stuff. All right. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Monday Night Mead. It is so good to see you. I can see you through the camera, through the wires, electrons into the air, into the atmosphere. And you right there wearing that blue shirt with the yellow on it. Nice. I like it. Hey, Monday night, hopefully, well, Monday, it's so bright outside. It's hard to even call it night. But if you're somewhere else, if you are out on the East Coast or basically anywhere except Pacific time, it's probably a little bit darker than it is here. I think that's how the Earth works. I hope I know that because I taught Earth science for a while. Tonight, I am going to be enjoying a hot mead cocktail, and you know who makes those mead cocktails the best? That is Kelly, the mead mix master of disaster, not disaster, the opposite of disaster. And we're going to bring her on right now. There she is. What's up, Kelly?
Hey, how's it going, Nick?
Woo! Awesome. I think the caffeine is starting to kick in, so I am ready to go.
Nice. So, do you want to start with a hot cocktail or do you want to start with the cold one?
I want to start with just a real quick, if I can get a thumbs up or a yes from people on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube if they can hear us. Always like to do an audio check just in case. And so if anyone I'm watching on Instagram, if anyone can give me that thumbs up, that would be awesome. But yes, let's start with since I'm only going to do the hot cocktail, I want to get some mead in my system right now. So let's start with the hot cocktail.
Let's start with the hot one then. Yeah, so the hot one is actually very simple.
Sorry. Sorry to interrupt one more time.
Yeah, no worries.
Steve, do you want to come on? I can see you down in the little standby. Give me a thumbs up if you want to come on or a thumbs down if you want to wait. I just want to give him an opportunity. Okay, he's going to wait. Cool. All right. So, Kelly, I promise, no more interruptions. Give us our cocktail.
No worries. No problem at all. Yeah, so the hot cocktail is really pretty simple. We took Celestial Seasonings, True Blueberry Tea, and have that steeping. This one, I really like to let it steep for quite some time. It doesn't get bitter the longer that you steep it. It just becomes more flavorful. And I really like the taste of the blueberry in it. So I'm doing actually like a 3 parts to 1 part ratio in this one. You could probably do half and half as well, but I just like the subtleness of adding the mojito to the blueberry flavor. It just kind of brightens up the blueberry, gives it a little mint and lime in there, and it's super tasty.
Nice.
Yes, did you try it? Have you tried it?
Yeah, I did. She didn't win a little early.
Oh.
Crazy echo right there.
What do you think?
I didn't let the blueberry quite sit, I think, as long as you just said. So I think it'll become more and more flavorful as it sits here. But good. Really crisp. And I'm hoping the blueberry will keep a little bit longer. And I didn't do a 3 to 1 ratio. I did more of a half and half.
I think the half and half tastes just fine too, but I just kind of prefer this one a little heavier on the tea. Maybe it's because I love that blueberry tea so much. Yeah, it was interesting. We're getting a lot of good feedback from this one as far as the way that it tastes, but I think we are heading into summer and a lot of people are going to be more interested in cold cocktails coming up rather than hot. So maybe if people could give us some comments on whether they think we should keep the hot cocktails or just go with cold ones from now until fall comes around, that would really help me a lot in figuring out what we should do with our next round of cocktails.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Ooh, as the weather warms up. Sorry, just getting a lot of feedback there on that. Yeah. Colder cocktails. It gets hot up here. I know people in Phoenix are like, no, it doesn't. But for us wussies here, we get kind of hot when it gets to like over 75 degrees. So
yeah. So then the cold one is this one I did 3 parts of the Mead mead with 1 part of orange juice. See if I can guess my ratios here. And then a splash of Sprite on top. And I think you felt like it tasted like a tiki drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love my tiki.
I think you could probably do this with, I bet you could do it with pineapple juice too. And it would probably taste pretty good. Or you could top it off rather than Sprite. You could use like a ginger beer or squirt or something like that. Just something, just something to give it a little bubbly, but you could test it up and see which flavor you thought was the best.
Yeah, I think any of those citrus kind of things would be amazing. And so we got some feedback here. Someone on Instagram said definitely cold cocktails till fall. It'll make the warm cocktails more season specific and special.
Nice.
Special. Yeah.
Sounds
and then
great.
Someone on Facebook said Mead slushy machine.
That's Evan's dream. He will feel like he finally made it in life when we get a Mead slushy machine.
Nice. We'll keep at that one, Richard.
Yeah,
keep going
definitely. Well, I certainly appreciate the feedback from everyone. And just so you know, like everyone who joins us on Monday Night Mead, we really appreciate your comments and we take them seriously. So we, just know that you're making a difference for us and we really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Hopefully they feel that well.
Cheers.
Oh, well, cheers. Thank you, Kelly. Yummy. This is gonna be good. I may get a little crazy this half and half, and it's like almost to the top.
Nice.
All right. Cool.
Well, have a great night.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you.
All right. So someone said, "Where's your facial hair?" Yes. This is the closest I've had it in a long time, and it looks really strange. That is weird to look at myself with hardly any beard there at all. All right. Well, we will. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, Richard says the slushy machine. He only has good ideas. Nice. And then what about Cinco de Mito? We'll talk to Evan about some kind of Cinco de Mito thing. That's actually if we're gonna do something, we need to do that fast. All right. Looks like Evan's joined up, but I'm gonna bring on our special guest right off the bat. So we will be testing for the first time 3 people on this live stream. Let's see how it goes. All right. Boom. Oh, that was quick. Bam.
That was easy.
Yeah. How's it going? So this is actually kind of funny. Before you even get to talk, I'm just going to interrupt and say all of the emails are very formal, and it was always Steven. So I'm actually glad to see that you put Steve on there because I didn't know.
I switch back and forth, and I can't explain it. I don't know why I do it, but whatever works.
Keep people on their toes, and then if you know that wasn't me, that was Steven, or that wasn't me, that was Steve. Nice. Well, welcome, man. Hope you're having a good Monday night so far, Monday evening.
Hanging in.
Nice. Sweet. All right, I'm going to see about pulling Evan on here. Oh, it's showing his – so they're kind of out in the – not in the boonies, but they're kind of far from town, and his bars are super red right now.
Oh, I got a red bar.
You do, but look at you. Still looking handsome as ever, even with the low bars.
I'm hoping for 8-bit. I'm a lot prettier then.
8-bit that'd be great. Oh man, that should be a filter. That'd be awesome. So welcome, Steve. We are super, super excited to have you. At least I am. I don't know about Evan. He was like, no, I'm just kidding. But who are you and what are you doing here?
Right on. Well, name's Steve Prager. I am an outreach biologist with Audubon Southwest. I'm guessing maybe not a lot of people are familiar with Audubon. So just right off the bat, we're a conservation organization. Audubon's been around for a little over 100 years. And we focus on protecting birds and the places that they live. One of the things we do in Arizona towards that end is we run the Western Rivers Brewers Council, which is a coalition of craft breweries and now meaderies that as water-dependent small businesses get behind our work and help us make a difference for rivers and water around the West. And Drinking Horn just jumped on, so we figured we'd get the ball rolling here.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to actually kind of like dig in and really, work collaboratively with you guys. And we've got some things in the mix that we'll talk about in a little bit.
Sure.
But a great program. And as the poster, it's so far away, you can't see that. I've got one right here. As it says, and I just kind of doctored it up just a little bit, but craft beer and mead depends on reliable water. And so, yeah, we got to take care of that water. Not only for us, but for the wildlife that, and all the ecosystems that really ultimately keep us going as well. So happy to be here. Evan, what's up?
Oh, not much. Just enjoying. Just watching and enjoying. Trying to get my fish just right in the background there.
Yes. They make a return.
Always. No, but it really is. And I think water conservation is one of the best efforts going forwards with some of this stuff. And I'm really excited moving forward with you guys to just kind of see what you guys are up to and to partake and to do what we can to do our part.
Absolutely. All right. So I kind of wanted to do a quick introduction here, and we'll see how this goes, just to show me and Evan's, someone's ability and someone's inability surrounding water. And so let's see here. Woo!
Big water. I do like to play on water. It's a long time, so just a little backstory while we're watching. Whee! And took a couple rolls. Come on, little guy. There we go. Some fun water. See if anybody can name that river. It's in California.
Oh, really? Oh, what do you think, Steve?
No idea. Once you get me past Arizona, I'm useless.
Yeah. And speaking of like a different state, we will talk about that, but we got to watch me and my inabilities here. Oh, that didn't work. That was awesome. What in the world? What is that?
You can tell it was a rapid. I can definitely see the tiny rapid. It's a tiny rapid from here.
Okay, so that worked great. That was awesome. Let's go back to not having those videos there. That was basically me at Skull Rapid getting dumped before I even got to the rapid. So someone's got skills and someone is totally inept on the river. But Steve, do you do any fun things on rivers?
I kayak a little bit, not quite. Probably more like you, Nick. Less like Evan.
Yeah, I go for a swim and I sometimes take my kayak along.
That's about right. Yeah.
Sure. So Evan mentioned California, another state with water, but you guys with Audubon just combined Arizona with another state, right?
We did. We just merged the Arizona and the New Mexico offices.
Nice.
A lot of the things that we deal with, from water management to climate change, they kind of cross the state line. They're very similar state to state, at least here in the Southwest. So by merging offices, we're able to make a little bit bigger of an impact and learn from each other on both sides.
Nice. And that was was pretty recent, right? So you guys are still feeling out how it's going. How's it
Real
going?
recent. It's about a year now, but it happened like right before the pandemic hit, and that year was, kind of a loss. So we're getting the ball rolling on stuff now. So it feels really new, but technically it's been about a year.
Like, all right, let's all come together, but stay apart.
Yeah, pretty much.
Steve, is that some of the Gila River stuff that you guys are working on down there? Or?
It is. The New Mexico side probably does a little bit more with the Gila than we do. They have you have like the nice upper watershed and a lot of flow from New Mexico into the state and then past Safford. But once you get to Phoenix, it's bone dry there west to the Colorado. So they have more opportunity to do a lot of good work than we do here in Arizona for that river anyway.
Definitely. So like a little backstory, I used to do a whole bunch of ESA stuff for Fish and Wildlife Service and whatnot. And we got to work a lot on the Gila River down there with the Gila cutthroat trout. And that's, the headwaters up there in the Gila are just some of the most beautiful land I've ever seen. And just beautiful crystal clear streams and everything. And then moving here to Arizona, I drive over the Gila River on some of our delivery routes. And it's just like, oh.
Yeah, it's a bummer. Phoenix kind of made itself known in that corridor there. But yeah, I come from fisheries too. I did my early work was not quite in the headwaters, but in the tributaries up in the White Mountains, working on spiked ace and loach minnow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I've done a lot of dace and minnow work as well, for sure. There's if you're on a computer, somebody can search. None of us need to do it. Nobody needs to see it right now. But you can find some work I used to do with the Rio Grande silvery minnow. And so just type in Rio Grande silvery minnow. It's probably the only thing that comes up still.
Very cool.
Nice. So you guys are obviously fish people, and Audubon is really focused on birds. Is there a division that also deals with the fish? Because I think one of the major, I'm sitting here putting words in your mouth probably, but one of the major things that you guys look at is water. And so is that something, is there like one office is like all about fish and one's all about birds, or is there ever any like butting heads, or is it really just a big bird focus?
It's a big bird focus, but it's a sham. I'm a snake guy. I like reptiles. Started working with fish. But, to protect reptiles, you can conserve like a small patch of habitat. For fish, you could keep one reach of river healthy for those fish. But birds are absolutely everywhere. They migrate. They use huge chunks of land. And you really can't talk about protecting birds without talking about protecting water or tackling climate issues or dealing with urbanization or agriculture or pesticides or you name it. Everything kind of intersects with birds. But if you ask the people behind the scenes, they are a tool to help connect. Am I disconnected? Am I still there?
For a quick second, but I think, we're good now.
Okay, cool. And the other thing is they're everywhere, so people see them. You talk about something like the silvery minnow, unless you're a fish head like us, you have no idea what that fish looks like. And even if you do see it, it's this, it's this little 2-inch minnow. It's not super exciting for people that aren't into it. But birds are colorful and they're vocal and they're in your backyard. And when people think of home, they think of the birds that they're used to hearing at home. So it really ties it all together, and it gets people motivated to do good work.
They're kind of a panda. They're like a panda of the Southwest.
Yeah, they're a flagship.
It's something that's easy for people to personalize themselves with, because maybe they, like you said, see it in their backyard or something. It's not some abstract thing like some fish or some snake or some turtle that they've never seen in their life,
Exactly.
People are seeing pandas in their backyard?
Ooh. Well, not here.
Everyone knows.
Everyone knows. So birds are like a gateway conservation creature. Like it just gets people in the door, and then you can work out from there. That's cool.
Yeah. We often ask people what their gateway bird was.
Gateway bird. I like that.
Awesome. Yeah, I dabbled in in sparrows in high school, but then really freshman year of college is when I started
looking at warblers.
Yeah. Yep. And then, they were like, hey, check out this condor. And I was like, oh, buddy, no. No, I love condors. I've actually done some telemetry work at Grand Canyon with condors. So
Cool.
yeah.
Shooting them with grapes. You got to.
Yeah. I got to haze one of them, a pair that was getting too friendly with people at one of the overlooks. So they gave me a slingshot with grapes and a super soaker. And so I got to actually slingshot at an endangered species.
Not many people can say that.
No. They gave me an air horn also. And I was like, I'm not blowing an air horn in Grand Canyon. Get out of here.
Oh man, I would have been all over that air horn, but that's definitely who I am. Just to hear it echo throughout the canyon.
So folks who are on here, someone said, have you seen Seaspiracy yet? I don't know what that is, if anyone's seen Seaspiracy or what the connection is there, but I have not.
It's sad.
Is it?
And conspiracy with an A was like right there. They really missed the pun.
Oh no. Yeah, conspiracy.
Oh. That's a really good point. Now I can't unsee that.
I know.
Can't unsee that. Oh, you guys are So if anyone's interested, I just want to throw up the website here. This is the Audubon, Arizona site, but it is now Audubon. Is it going to stay Audubon, Arizona, or is that going to change to Audubon Southwest?
It'll change to Audubon.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and so this page in particular has some of the really interesting stuff going on as far as I wanted to kind of have you, Steve, talk to this because we can't wait to have our names on here with a collaborative brew. I don't know if that's big enough for people to see. Maybe I'm just old, but we've got some of these brews here. So any of those have some, I mean, sure, they all have cool stories, but you want to talk at those a little bit?
Yeah, they all do. But which ones do I want to talk about most? I don't like doing collaborative brews like just for the sake of doing a collaborative brew. Like they're fun to brew. It's fun to put a bird on a can, but I really try to use these to tell a story that's not being told that needs to be, or to connect people to some sort of conservation opportunity. So the first one we ever did was Rain Crow IPA. It's the one pictured there. The first year it was brewed by Borderlands, Wren House, and Crooked Tooth. In future years, just Borderlands has taken it on for us. But we launched that one around when this big package of legislation called the Drought Contingency Plan was being pushed through the Arizona legislature and also with companion legislation in like the 7 Colorado River Basin states. And basically what the Drought Contingency Plan, or DCP, was a collection of bills that would determine who takes cuts when, if we see a shortage in the Colorado River like we're seeing this year. Because the way it worked, the way the law was written before, is that there would be people that would be completely cut off from their water resources before others saw any sort of change in their delivery. And they're not going to cut off cities. They're not going to cut off users in time until they have to. So they want to balance that a little bit. And the story had been being told over and over and over and over again. This legislation took years and years and years to get through. It's boring water policy. So reporters wanted to talk about it. We needed public input, but we weren't getting any coverage for it because it just wasn't a compelling story. And we launched this beer and we slapped the yellow-billed cuckoo on it, which is a threatened species here in the Southwest and the Western states that depends on our rivers, really healthy, vibrant river systems. And we were able to use that beer to get into the media and talk about the Drought Contingency Plan as it pertains to natural habitat, which was a conversation that wasn't really happening yet. And the reason it was so important is because that whole package of bills was about who's going to take what cuts. So if you're a legislator and you have to go back to your folks and tell them, like, I okayed this much less water, it's not going to be an easy sell, right? Like, there's no winning for a legislator in that position. So we were able to really help tell the story about how, like, you know, we're all in this together. If we all take small cuts, we can spread out pain, and everybody's doing something good for everybody else. And we're able to kind of spin that story around. So that's a fun one. That's how we kind of started the Brewers Council. That's why that bird is on the can and on our coasters and our posters and the rest. The other one I'll mention is one of our most recent. That's U9 Lager and Blondie IPA there at the bottom. We did those with Wren House Brewing Company. And those ones are focused on a little bird called the burrowing owl.
Yeah,
everyone loves a burrow owl, right?
Absolutely. They're cute, they're tiny, and they live in a hole in the ground.
And there's a dead milkman song. I mean, you can't lose. But these birds, they're typically a grassland bird. But as we've lost our grassland, they have lost a bunch of habitat and also become really dependent on agriculture. And agriculture is really dependent on water. So we had a project with the Arizona Game and Fish Department just outside of Phoenix, near the town of, kind of near Maricopa, down on the Gila River, where we were installing burrows for these birds so that birds displaced from other places could be relocated to decent habitat. And we needed volunteers. This was during 2020. So recruiting volunteers when you really couldn't get in front of people was a huge challenge. And we were able to use this one to connect people with a sign-up link to sign up for work days. And we're able to get something like 80 burrows installed at one of the Game and Fish Department properties down on the Gila.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Nice. Cool. That's you started off with a big one there on that first one, that Rain Crow.
Yeah, that's the big like flagship beer that I'm always most excited about.
It's a pretty important issue too, especially I could be wrong in this, but I want to say that as far as like the drought plan stages stuff go, we're looking at possibly entering one of those, a new stage for us pretty soon, I think, right?
Yep, we've been in a tier 0 shortage is what they've called it. We're going to hit tier 1, I think, probably in 2022. And that's all based off of levels in Lake Mead and Lake Powell. So yeah, probably in 2022. And had we not signed the DCP, since Arizona was kind of last to the table when all the states were dividing up the river, we are last in right to that water. So we would have lost all of our water before California lost a drop. So yeah, it's a really good thing that we were able to get ahead of the game and get that plan in place before we are where we are today.
Man, well, thank you for doing that. Holy cow.
Oh, don't thank me. There's a lot of people.
The whole state of Arizona.
For generations.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. Well, those are awesome projects, and that was only 2 out of the list there. And then, do you want to talk about the thing that we've potentially got going, or wait till it's a little further along?
I think we should.
Oh, okay. Nice. Oh,
Why not?
absolutely.
We probably won't be pushing it for about a year because we're not quite ready to be calling on volunteers yet. But y'all are up there in Flagstaff. Flagstaff has a lot of the forests that are the watershed for the rest of the state. Water starts with you guys' snow and melts down in our drainages and ends up in
some years
in the rivers. Yeah, in the good years, right? And you guys are fortunate up there. You have a bird called the pinion jay. It's maybe about a crow-sized bird. It's a dusty sky blue, and it's really tied to our pinyon juniper forests. It collects pinyon seeds and it stashes them in the ground, kind of like a squirrel. It goes back, looks for those seeds later, only remembers where so many of them are stashed, and you end up with new pinyon forest because of it. They're really a keystone species in that habitat type. But as things get hotter and drier, we're losing pinyon pine. And these habitats are becoming more just like juniper scrubland. And we're trying to figure out what's going on, what makes good habitat for these birds, how we can get behind it. And there it is. It's a good looking bird. Try to figure out what we need to do to protect it. And to do that, we're going to need volunteers out there in the field willing to head out into this habitat and figure out where these birds are. And to help draw some attention to that need, we're hoping to do a Pinion Jay Mead with y'all probably sometime early next summer, late spring, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, any excuse to use, I mean, great cause, but any excuse to use juniper and make a somewhat, gin flavoring in a mead is, I think all of us, me, Evan, Kelly, the brewers in the back have been just kind of feeling out when we were going to use juniper. So this is a good opportunity to make that mead and maybe a blueberry gin kind of thing. So these guys, I was totally trying to find a picture of this cute little bird. But you said that the habitat, because of droughts and climate changes, is shifting. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, it's becoming more juniper, less pinyon pine.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to find this little cutie here. So the PJs. So the PJs. Oh, that's hilarious. I call them the PJs as an ecosystem. The pinyon juniper.
Yeah, pinyon juniper. That's where it comes from.
Yeah, but also the PJ, J-A-Y, PJs. The PJs and the PJs.
Oh man,
that's right.
It's circles. So many circles.
Yeah. Nice, cool. So yeah, can't wait to get that going and be a part of that. I know a lot of people here at the brewery or at the meadery. We've got this Brewers Council we're talking about in my head. Especially me and Evan are all about trouncing around in the woods and
responsibly
cool stuff. Yeah, trouncing maybe. Stay on trail. Cool. So one other kind of bit that I wanted to talk about is something pretty recent, the Recovering America's Wildlife Act, that is, I don't know where it's at right now. I remember seeing the email about it that it got put forth on Earth Day. Those things probably take a while to get any movement. Is there any news on that?
I'm not sure where it's at right now. It was introduced in the House or the Senate. I think it was introduced in the House, and then it was going to be moving over to the Senate. I don't know that it's received its vote yet, though. Okay. But that's a really exciting piece of legislation. It's a federal bill that's going to put a lot of money toward, it's a good word for it, like non-game species, things that people don't hunt and fish. So that includes like our threatened and endangered species, things like the cuckoo. But also just a lot of animals that game departments sometimes don't pay a whole lot of attention to because they're not elk, they're not deer, they're not bear, they're not things that are making money for the state. So they get overlooked a little bit. And this would put a lot of attention behind species like that, including the pinyon jay. And hopefully through that work, we can kind of get ahead of the curve and not end up having to list those species as threatened or endangered down the road by doing the work we need to do now. That
was something that really caught my attention, was the proactiveness of it, getting, like you said, ahead of the curve. So that, I mean, and if you think about it, that if you do that down the line, that could be fiscally responsible too. There's, I'm sure once something is endangered or like, all the movement and protections that have to be put in more extreme, that side of it are, could be pretty expensive. So maybe it's kind of, what's that expression by Ben Franklin, like penny or ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, something like that.
I think you nailed it.
Nailed it. Woo! Cool. So yeah, I definitely wanted to see if there was any news on that. I know it's super new because it was just put forth on Earth Day, which was, I don't know what, like a week ago.
It is.
So.
I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good to do a lot of the, I like how you guys utilize some of the citizen science stuff and people out there that are more than willing to try to get out and do what they can do. They may not be a biologist, they may not be a scientist, but they do appreciate our wild spaces and want to do what they can to help preserve them.
Absolutely. You don't have to be there'll probably be more detailed studies that go on about the pinyon jay through like the Game and Fish Department and us and stuff. But like this initial, where are these birds? What are they using? Is something that anybody can jump in on. And it also, for us, it helps us have conversations with groups that might not agree with us all the time. Like I can't say climate change in every circle without kind of shutting down the room. But I can say it's getting drier. I can say pinyon jays are having a hard time. And even people that might not be on board with the climate change concept tend to care about the birds in their backyard and want to do something about it. So we can kind of avoid some of these political issues and just keep it focused on birds and still get good stuff done.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Anything else out there that you want to kind of talk about or plug the Audubon Southwest is digging into right now?
Anything else that I want to plug? Nothing huge. Couple Brewers Council things coming up. We'll have Rain Crow coming out again in August. So keep your eyes open for that.
August. Nice.
Yep. And then I think the next exciting one after that will be in the fall. And that'll be Hummingbird Springs Sour Saison with Arizona Wilderness.
Nice.
For the past little while, we've been combining with garden improvements down at their brewery, putting in native plants that are beneficial to birds in their space, and then using that kind of demonstration garden to connect people with opportunities to do that at home. So in the fall, if you want to help us plant some plants, buy some beer, buy some plants, keep your eye out. We'll be doing that at Wilderness.
Nice. Yeah, we'll throw that people's way too if we catch on to any of those specific dates.
Oh, I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, I know you will. Nice. What are some easy ways that people watching either now or later when they watch this can hop on and help?
The easiest way is to go to that the Brewers Council website that you were just at. And I think in like the top paragraph there's going to be a hot link to join the Western Rivers Action Network. And that is the mailing list at Audubon Southwest that we send our action opportunities out to. You'll hear about things from the Brewers Council, so you'll be first on the list to hear about collaborative brews and stuff coming out. But we'll also keep you up to date when we need your voice. When there's a piece of legislation moving through, be it something like the DCP or the Recovering America's Wildlife Act, and we need you to speak up, we'll send you an alert. If we have a volunteer work day, something like the Burrowing Owls, partner with Wren House, we'll shoot that your way. When we're looking for volunteers for Pinion Jays, you'll hear about that. So signing up for that network is the easiest way to hear about all things water related going on with us.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's great. Actually, that's a great first go-to. Just sign up for the newsletter and make sure that you keep an eye out to make sure it doesn't go to your promotions folder. I know that at Gmail. Put it into the primary. Don't miss out because I think the ability to just go on and write a letter when there's a comment period, those kind of things to help out that way is something I used to be like, oh man, I'm not going to take that time to blah blah. It's so easy. It's such a
it's so easy and it makes a difference. At Audubon we like to hit things from kind of all angles. So a piece of legislation comes out, they'll be seeing our people in their office, they'll be getting letters from us, they'll be getting phone calls from us, they'll maybe be meeting in district at one of our brewery partners. They really can't take a step without hearing from Audubon when something's going on, and those online alerts are a key part to that. And the other thing with it is just that everybody cares about water, whether you know it or not, be it brewing mead or birds or just having water come out of your tap here in town.
Just being alive.
Being alive. Yeah, everyone cares about it, and water policy is just so complicated and wonky that it's really hard to look at a bill and figure out how this impacts the stuff that you care about. And I think we do a pretty good job at this is another pun, but I can't think of the right word, kind of distilling it down to the easily understandable pieces so you can figure out why you need to take action, what you need to say, and why it matters. So yeah, good list to join.
Nice. Awesome. That's simple to do and can mean a big impact. And thank you guys for doing that distilling. We'd like to thank all of our distillers for sure. Now you included. Whoa. Both of us have our alerts.
Phone.
Cool. Well, that's awesome. What's up?
I think it was a ghost.
Whoa. That was weird. Everyone else hear that voice?
I heard it for sure. That's strange.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh, yeah. I'm expecting like another box to pop up and just be like, "You guys want to play a game?"
Oh, yeah.
Totally off topic, but that's what Monday Night Mead is for. Speaking of playing games, Steve, you get on a rope every once in a while as well, right?
You do. Yeah, not as nearly as much as I should, but yeah.
Yeah, I think we all say that as we get older and get more responsibilities for sure. But yeah, we got to get on a rope. And
Oh, it's not the
this guy-
responsibilities. I'm just afraid all the time.
You're just
I'm
what?
like, I'm just scared. I'm like terrified to lead.
Oh.
So that's my problem.
It is, yeah. Getting that lead head is definitely well, but you canyoneer also, right?
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. So if there's any time that you're up here, once we get like the pinion thing, or I don't know, I guess summer like is really hot in the deserts coming up. I know this guy and me have been talking about getting doing a canyon. Actually, never mind. He just like tore his knee apart in half. So actually, Steve, if you want to get and go down a canyon, this guy can have refreshments at the end for us.
That'd be sweet.
I'll keep the mead cold at the truck.
We'll just lower you down. So yeah, but anyway, just definitely want to get on a rope and go play around up here and talk more about birds and the stuff you guys are doing. So Salome Jug, Richard Johnson coming in with one of the beautiful canyons down south. That is a fun one. The Jug. I did that like, I don't know, like 15 years ago, so long ago. That's a good one. I would have never expected that from Richard Johnson. Would you have, Evan?
He's a surprising man. Never underestimate Richard Johnson.
No, especially with a name like that. Kelly says, my neighbor has an outdoor cat, so I don't feed the birds. Do you have any recommendations on how to help the backyard birds without endangering them with the cat? Oh, I mean, I've got one idea, but it's probably not very correct to say.
I mean, keep your cats inside. That's the long and short of it. Yell at your neighbor until they keep their cats inside. I mean, it is the single biggest threat to birds. It's like 2 billion birds a year in North America from feral and domestic cats that are outside. It's wild. So if you have a neighbor that keeps their cat outside, maybe don't feed the birds. That's probably the right call. Don't bring them into a predator trap. But yeah, keep those cats indoors. Not much you can do otherwise.
No, there's really not. And I think 2 million is probably a really low estimate on that one, possibly too. I think the numbers
out,
Yeah.
I think you said billion with a B, didn't you?
Yeah, with a B.
Okay, that's much better. Okay.
Yeah.
I heard billion and I was like, no way, it's gotta be bigger than that. Yeah. Not better, but yeah, definitely. Well, I'm gonna end up moving the bird feeders inside, so then we complete the cycle of animals, and it gives my dog a chance to get the cats that are trying to get the birds.
Oh.
It's a circle of life.
There you go.
Oh, well, circle of death, probably.
Everybody's got to eat.
Everybody's got to eat. That's true. Cool. Well, don't want to keep you too much longer, but this was fun. I think a lot of people. I think we had like 15 or 16 people on at one time, and I know people watch us afterwards. So I'm excited that people will have heard about you guys now, and as well as the Western Rivers Brewers Council, and they will definitely be hearing about it the more we start to get rolling into projects and start doing that kind of thing. So
yeah, thanks for having me, and thanks for jumping on board with the council. We could not do any of it without y'all. People get tired of hearing from Audubon, so it's nice to have partners in the community that are, not your typical conservation voices that can kind of echo us and lift things up. And yeah, thank you. We really appreciate it.
Nice. That's awesome. And hopefully we can. Yeah. Oh, absolutely, our pleasure. And it was a very easy decision. Whether we're good at it or not, we do love our rivers and we do love our waterways. And so
definitely.
Cool. Well, thanks so much, Steve. And we will be in contact soon. And you have a great rest of your evening.
You guys too.
Steve, nice to meet you.
You too.
Woohoo. All right. Nice. Cool, man. That like reinvigorated me to like start looking into these things again and like showing people all this cool stuff that's going on. So that was a cool story about their original project with the allocations of water.
Yeah, that's so important right now. I mean, I didn't realize what the previous implications would have been for where Arizona would have been at.
Yeah, at the very bottom. That's crazy. I feel like
Phoenix is like what, like fourth largest city in the U.S. or something like that. It's top 6, pretty sure. It's a big city.
Yeah, it is.
It's a very big city. So I mean, that's a lot of people that would have been going without water here pretty shortly. I think yelling to my microphone. I'm going to stop that. I get excited.
Well, and the funny thing is, or not funny, but one of the things is being spoiled. Arizona is spoiled in the fact of never having water restrictions. The amazing engineering of canals and the CAP project and all that stuff has gotten people, so used to never having to restrict water. I mean, I remember in other places I've lived, odd number address houses can use water on certain days and like all these different things. But
that's how Albuquerque was too, growing up. Like there was certain days that you could water on and certain days that you couldn't water on. I like to think that people in the Midwest are listening to this right now, like, what? You couldn't water your lawn on certain days? I'm like, it's the desert. It's dry out here.
Yeah, for sure. And then so we got it's based on who has claim to the headwaters. Arizona doesn't have headwaters, and Nevada. Yeah. So how's California getting it then?
That's a good question. Because they're bigger.
Yeah.
Well, and it's an over allocated system too, which is something that's part of the problem in the desert too. Like when some of those original things were set up, there was like, okay, there's, whatever. We're just going to make the numbers simple for our sake. But, there's 200 gallons of water in this river. And so, you get 50 and you get 50 and you get 100 or whatever. And as it turns out, when we were like getting the numbers we based a lot of those agreements off of initially were not realistic numbers. And it could be just because of the drought that we're going through right now or whatever. But it's like instead of that 200 gallons that we thought was in there, there's actually 37. And like, okay.
That's a little river.
It's a little river. I know. Well, and you would have CFS and you would have to have a movement component in there to be able to, things are popping up. Oh my goodness. First in time, first in right. Yeah. The law of appropriation, Steve Prager says. First in time, first in right. So it's just whoever got the rights first. And that's like he was saying Arizona was on the bottom of that list.
Nice. Yeah. We didn't build the CAP until late in the game. So since we tapped it last, we lose it first. Man.
Yep.
We got rid of him, and now he's like dropping knowledge bombs on us here.
Keep them coming, Steve. Right. And so, I mean, it's so important. Water in the Southwest is crazy important, and there's not enough of it for all of us. But I mean, if we figure out better ways to manage it, better ways to go about, maybe not open topped canals. I don't know. There's lots of different things to try that should be looked into. And like you said too, kept non-political, just in the sense of like, all right, water is important. You're basically like a globular mass of water with some bones holding you up because you're primarily water. So like it's important to all of us.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, it's funny to talk about these little, like this drought and how low Lake Powell is, because right now I am reading the Emerald Mile, and that whole the whole story, the main story, is based on 1983 when when Lake Powell was overflowing the dam. So it's been kind of weird to like be reading that at the same time that the bathtub ring is hundreds of feet. Yeah, it
is weird.
Cool.
But I mean, that's times change, things change, world changes. And we just gotta find a way to continue to operate in a way that doesn't screw us in the future.
Yeah, and that's the definition of a desert is extremes. Well, that's not the definition of a desert, but yeah, that's extremes.
Somebody was about to get literal on you.
evapotranspiration.
Somebody would get real literal on you there for a second. I could see it coming.
Yeah, the PET, evapotranspiration. Well, cool. Well, awesome episode. Thanks again to Steve for joining us. And I'm going to throw that website up here one more time.
I know it's tiny on Instagram. Can you tell us what the WW? Can you go through that part just to make sure everybody has it?
It's big. So I think Google searches would be better. So Google search, or here, I'll throw it into the chat. But that's a great idea, Nick. Just Google search the Western Rivers Brewers Council. Let's see if this works. Oh, look at that. Boom.
Perfect.
Put it up there. But that's not going to be for Instagram. Oh, there's another one. Oh, look at that. That is I love it. Bitly. Sweet.
We can post that into the comments on there. Make sure that everybody can get a hold of that guy there. That's what we want. Oh, thank you, sir.
Yeah. For sure. So bit.ly, bit.ly/WRAN Brewers. Cool. I wonder am I being an idiot with what the Western Rivers, what's the A in?
Audubon.
Oh, Action Network. Oh,
Action Network. There we go.
I don't know why we got
Thanks,
Steve. We should just
kept them on. Too early. It was too early, Steve. We need you back.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. Well, we'll definitely post it, but yeah, go on there, sign up for the newsletter. If your email is, packed full, well, get rid of other stuff. Don't get rid of this. Add this on. So, because we all love the birds, therefore we all love. We all need and love water, therefore we need and love the birds, therefore we need and love the fish and the little snakes, the little slithery guys, all the reptiles, all the herps. Everyone loves herpes.
I love newts.
Oh, newts. Except for one. There's one. All right, cool. Well, anything else? Let me take this off here, make us a little bigger. Zoop.
No,
anything on your mind?
I think that's pretty solid. I mean, I've always got things on my mind, but
yeah, Meadery. We got about 5 minutes here. So Mead Hito is supposedly doing great at the Mead Hall. The slingers are saying people are absolutely loving it. In fact, Hallbjorn, his response, I was like, "How's Mead Hito doing?" He's like, which is an appropriate Viking response.
Yeah, just a grunt and a happy nod.
Yeah,
it's going well.
Absolutely. So birds and the bees was something that two people have brought up now. That's great. The Audubon Society and Drinking Horn Meadery bringing you the birds and the bees. I
love it. And it's all about love. That's another full circle. Man, we're doing donuts out here, man. We're getting all the circles in.
Yeah. Yeah. So people out there, if you are just imagining me in a Walmart parking lot when I was like 19, donuts. People out there, if you are wanting to take a small step in helping these issues and you also like to drink alcoholic beverages, support the brewers and now Meadery that are part of the Western Rivers Brewers Council. That is a easy, delicious way of doing that. Oh, and I can see now. I saw
it's a win-win. 2 wins.
2, man, that's awesome. I think it's like 80 wins. There's like all these different species of animals. So check this out. So here are the members, and looky there, right there in the bottom left, Drinking Horn Meadery. Booyah!
Oh yeah, gotta give a shout out to some of our other favorites on there too. I tell you what.
Yeah, we're joining some bangers.
Yeah, as the kids would say, some bangers.
Yeah, I think that's the bomb.com. Do they still say stuff like that? Probably not.
Nope, that one's gone.
Pretty hyped up. No, okay. Cool, yeah. So, we got Simple Machine on there, which we got barrels from for our barrel-aged meads, which, by the way, we still have – I don't even know if we have any more of the Cavassier.
I think we're down to less than 50 bottles of the Cavassier. It's going to be gone.
I didn't know we had that many. Nice.
We got 3 cases at the Meadery, and then okay. All right, way less than 50, less than 30. But, there's still a few, so get her while she lasts. Yeah, little Horn of Diablo there.
This one, so Kvasir, I really, really, really liked. So much so that I forgot about our other two, but this Horn of Diablo, I had a little bit. I only had a little bit and then recapped it, but had a little bit of that one the other day. It was so delicious. But yeah, Simple Machine we saw was on there. We talked about Arizona Wilderness with Steve, and also Rin House.
Mother Road on there.
Ones. Yeah, a little Flagstaff.
Got a shout out for some Flagstaff love.
Yep, and in between us, we got Sedona Beer Co. Love those guys too. You can find our mead there, and you or me anytime. Also, when I'm down there climbing or running down there in the donut, as I call it.
It's not a proper Sedona run if you don't stop by the brewery.
Well, the problem, they're not open every day. That's you hear me, Collie? Be open every day.
I'm crying about it here. I'm crying tears of sadness.
Tears of sadness. All right, 2 minutes. 2 minutes to talk about some random stuff. I'm looking around the meadery. What else we got? Our next
America
one
comes back at the end of the month.
I didn't know if you wanted to say it or not, but yeah, America,
absolutely.
Hibiscus blueberry deliciousness.
We had a lot of complaints last year that people didn't get a chance to get a bottle. And we got so tired of hearing the complaints that we made 2 batches of it. So
double batch.
We got you, everybody. Don't worry. You'll get your America in this year.
Yeah.
It'll be good. Just don't light any fireworks off where you could burn things for America Day.
Yeah, please no. Oh, goodness. Every time I drive from Tucson or back from Tucson or to Tucson, I see that giant fireworks place on the side of the road by Picacho Peak that turned off, and it's like, oh, my gosh.
Is that close to the stingray petting and the ostrich farm?
The ostrich one, yeah.
Yeah, they got stingray petting there now. They upgraded.
Stingrays, wacky.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! What did it really?
So Steve Prager just put up that.
Hold on. I gotta bring it. I'm bringing it back. Are you serious?
Yeah, dude, it's the best thing. You drive past it going south, and you see like the storefront of it. But once you're south of it, take a look at it, and like it's just a shell of the building. It's burnt to a crisp. It's fantastic.
Here's my surprise face. God, they had so many fireworks in there. So it was like this giant explosive. Oh my gosh.
And everybody who worked there smoked.
Yeah. And dragged chains along the back of their car. Man. Oh, we're laughing and like hopefully everyone's all right, but still that needed to go away.
Yeah. Some things are just meant to burn.
Yeah. Oh, not the desert. Stingray, you mean Steve Irwin killer. Oh, no.
But they're just little ones. They're not one of the giant ones. I think they're little ones. Yeah. But seriously, don't touch the stingrays. It's bad for them.
Good cut. Is it really?
I have no idea. It could be. I mean, almost all fish have some sort of a layer. Even sharks have some sort of a gooey layer to them that helps them, not get infections and everything else. So I'm going to assume that, like all the rest of the creatures that humans aren't supposed to touch, like all the frogs and newts and salamanders, and the oils off your hands are not good for other creatures.
Yeah, for the frogs, for the toads, just lick them. Don't touch them. Yeah, humans, keep it to yourselves. Marcus says, "Hey, goofballs, you're live at the Mead Hall." So hopefully we're live for a little bit. But if anyone's at the Mead Hall, happy Monday night, Mead. And that's 7:00. So, yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Well, thanks again, Steve, for coming back on and telling us the great story about the fireworks and hitting us up with the appropriations and stuff like that. So, all right. Well,
absolutely.
Cool. Well, that's it for Monday Night Mead. I will see everybody. We'll see everybody 2 weeks from now. And cheers. Skull.
Cheers, everybody. All you meat is a little love. All you meat is love.
All you meat is love. And some fireworks.